CIN presents Perspective with Ronnie Thwaites.
Good evening. Every week on Power 106, a generous Jamaican-American lawyer and I answer questions from the endless number of persons on the Rock and in the US too, who are seeking to migrate to America, just to visit or to regularize their status now that they've arrived and are stuck. Not long ago, a survey showed that more than 1 million Jamaicans, if they had the choice, would want to live abroad, mostly in the US, but really anywhere where they could get a steady job and some hope of advancement. Of course, 9 out of every 10 of those longing for what they think is the land of opportunity won't be going anywhere. They don't have the resources or the ties to make them eligible to visit, and they don't fit into one of the fairly narrow family categories who qualify for a green card. Looking in from outside, there are some contradictions. It is heartbreaking that the DREAM Act failed Congress recently, and that the whole-scale reform of U.S. immigration laws has moved from the hoped-for front bench of the Obama agenda to the never-never plan. Certainly a contradiction, because the American economy depends significantly on the labor of migrants, even with your 9.4% unemployment. And besides, it is a hopeless impossibility to think of sending home so many millions of undocumented immigrants anyway. Then there are those really sad and unnecessary cases where people, acting usually on the advice of some fraud or some misguided assurance, overstay their time on a visitor's visa, try to travel on someone else's papers, or in some other way, try to beat a replete legal system which never forgets a previous infraction. But you know, all these problems don't conceal the fact that many thousands of Jamaicans do migrate every year and join the multitude who work, study, and support their families and homelands. To the third and fourth generations, those who leave never shake the jam-down dust from their feet or forget where their navel string is buried. And this is a tremendous asset to our country, providing the most difficult labor market in the United States, so much money by way of remittances as to even rival the earnings for tourism or bauxite in the better days. Nevertheless, let us not beg the fundamental question, shall we? Why do so many of us try to leave? As it was in the beginning, it is now, and hopefully will not ever shall be, the shortage of useful work for our people in Jamaica. Almost 100,000 persons have lost their jobs over the past 3 years, and there is no place as yet for the 50 or 1,000 souls who come onto the job market every year. And we already, as most of you know, had a high unemployed rate before all of this. You know it's true, don't you? Most of you listening came up because you needed some work, or better work than at home. I'm of the view that we have to change a lot of the present political economy to place a new emphasis on job creation and on the correlative responsibility of high job performance. So if you want to help your homeland, or if you're planning to come home one day, ask yourself what it would take to create a job, or many jobs, in Jamaica. What if some of your remittances were devoted to promoting agriculture or other small business rather than merely school fees and food? Such injections of private equity can be the oxygen of a revitalized Jamaican economy, and a far more peaceful society would follow. And you know what? It doesn't take much, and there's profit to gain. That's my perspective. I'm Ronnie Thwaites.
That's Perspective with Ronnie Thwaites.